Hey, hello YouTube, man. How you guys doing today? It is me again, your favorite Texas trucker, and boy, I've got some updates. Oh man, where to start? And it ain't all bad. It ain't all good, but it ain't all bad. Alright, so let's back up a little bit to the weekend. I just spent a week home. It's probably been the longest home time I've had since I've been trucking. And it was good to be home, but now it's costing me. And I'll get to that here in a little bit. I think when we left off the last time with my last update, I think my last update was in Keller, Texas. I was on my way home. And I was telling you all what I was planning to do, what I was wanting to do. Well, today I'm in Jonesville, Mississippi, at the T-Town truck stop. It's really a Shell station. They've got a bunch of truck parking in the back, and it's one of them rare gems that you find that nobody really seems to know about. You know, you kind of blow past it before you realize it's even there, and then there's nowhere to turn around to come back to it. So you know, you just kind of forget about it. There's probably enough parking back here in the back for a good 20-25 trucks. I was here last night, and there was about 5 trucks here, and now I'm back here tonight, and there's 3 of us so far. But we'll get to that. All right, so just hang in there. This one may be a little long. All right, so I went home. All right, and I enjoyed a good time home. Me and a friend of mine, my wife and his wife, went out to dinner and saw a movie. We went and saw Mad Max, the new Mad Max movie. Yeah. Well, we'll just pass by that. It really wasn't something to rave about. It was an alright movie, but, you know, anyway, we'll move on. Then we went out to eat dinner. Clyde came over. He's a mechanic, and so he came over, and we spent about 3 hours tracking down the problem with the AC. And what it came down to is that whoever owned the truck before me had rewired the whole AC, HVAC system, and they bypassed the original wiring. And they added an inline fuse that we didn't know was there. Well, we had blown the inline fuse, so we tracked it down. We found the blown fuse. Then we had to answer the question, why had the fuse blown? Well, it turned out, make a long story short, turned out that it was the blower control switch was arcing off on the inside. It had burned a couple wires, and that's what was causing the problem. $34 part, and went down to Kenworth, got it. Fixed it the next day. Air conditioner is working just fine. As a matter of fact, the truck is idling right now, and I got AC blowing cold back here in the truck. In the process, getting in and out of the truck, I've got switches. All right. Well, shoot, let's just run up here in the front real quick, and I'll show you. All right. These switches right down here. You see, there's 3 of them. All right. 3 switches down there. Right down there in the corner. Well, the one closest to the door got in my way when I was getting in and out of the truck, and I hit it with my knee, and I hit it pretty damn hard. It snapped right in half. No big deal, right? I mean, hell, it's just a switch, you know. I mean, it's a pretty simple, you know, on-off switch. Should be able to go down, you know, pick another one up for $5, right? You know, no big deal. No. That's one of those proprietary switches that you can only get from fucking Kenworth, right? It's got 4 oddly shaped prongs in the back with this connector that goes on the back of it. Well, here, to make matters worse, you can't just buy one. They don't sell them one at a time. They sell them in packs of 2, right? 60-something fucking dollars. So $60 down the drain. Went and got me another switch, fixed it. I've got a spare sitting in the box somewhere. I pulled out the rest of the dash panels. Luckily, 2 or 3 of the other switches have that same connection on it. So hopefully it's not a waste of money. Somewhere down the line, I'm sure I'm going to need another switch. But I got that fixed. Okay. Next was the windshield wipers. My windshield wipers were bad. Well, this truck's got these bolt-on windshield wipers. They're a pain in the ass. I just changed them out today. It took me about 30 minutes to change them out. A friend of mine showed me a connector that you can get at Petro, and it's kind of an adapter so that I can upgrade it, and I'm going to go pick one of them up first chance I get if I can ever find another Petro. So, anyway, windshield wipers are fixed. I still have a bad ground somewhere. It's either a bad ground or it's a bad relay, and I'm not sure which. I know for a fact that I have a bad relay dealing with my headlights. When I turn my high beam lights on, after about 10-15 minutes of the high beams being on, they go into this 1970s disco flash mode. I think my truck somewhere in its previous life thinks it was a police car, because they go to flashing on and off. So I haven't been using my high beams because the relay's bad. So I've got to change the relay. I haven't priced it yet. Don't know what it's going to cost. There may be a couple more bad relays in there. So there's like 4 or 5 relays in there. If they're not too expensive, I'm probably just going to pull every one of them and replace all of them. I've got, the truck is throwing a code 343. It's a N14 Select Plus 343. I've looked up the code. I know what it is. I can't explain it to you. It has to do with communications between one of the pins in the ECM. Alright, and it's a fault code a lot of times that's thrown by a bad ground. Alright, so but it can cause problems with the truck, and it's caused my truck to shut down a couple of times. It doesn't do anything else. Once you start it back up again and you're good to go, it's a little annoying. I can't find the bad ground. I don't know where it's at. Some people I've gotten onto a maintenance page that I'm on, and some people have told me some other things that I can check. And one of those things is the relay for the fan clutch motor. When the fan kicks in, then if the relay is bad, it can cause that ground. And that's possible that might be what has caused it, because the first time that the engine shut off was when the fan motor came on. So I'm going to change those relays out, and hopefully that takes care of that problem. It's a minor deal. It's not anything really worth worrying about. But it is something that I want to pay attention to. So I took the truck in. I got the brakes fixed. I got the front wheel seal fixed. All right. The bearings were bad, so I had to put new bearings in with the wheel seal. All told, it was about $487. About $200 more than I was hoping to pay. When they originally quoted me the price, they only quoted me for one brake. They didn't quote me for the other side, even though I told them 3 different times that I was replacing both brakes on the front axle. I don't know what part of that they didn't understand, but there was miscommunication, and I ended up having to pay considerably more than I expected to have to pay. But the front brakes are done. The wheel seal is done. I had a coolant leak that was coming out. A friend of mine Clyde suggested that I get some bars stop leak and put in there. So I asked around. My coolant system's an 11-gallon system. It's 4 gallons per jar. At Petro, that stuff sells for $9.99 a container. I went to O'Reilly's. O'Reilly's is $3.99. Guess where I bought it? So I bought 4 of them. I put them in there. The next day, no leaks. Everything was taken care of. It stopped that shit up like you wouldn't believe. So that problem is taken care of. At least for now. AC is good. Coolant leak is fixed. Front brakes are fixed. Front brake seal is fixed. Alright, now if y'all think back and remember back to when I first started this deal, I had a bunch of bad tires, and I had to get $3,807 worth of tires paid for by my company. Well, my company fronted that money. They loaned me that money. They didn't pay that money. I'm paying that money back, $1,200–1,300 at a time. Alright, I paid my first payment back last paycheck. My next payment comes back this coming paycheck. I told you that I took a week home time, and now it's kicking me in the ass. Well, that's why it's kicking me in the ass. you know, once they've taken their money out, once the cost for fuel has come out, once the cost for the tow truck has come out from when I got stuck in the mud last week down to the axle, there's not going to be, you know, did I say fuel? Yeah, I got fuel in there too. There's not going to be much left out of my paycheck. So this week is pretty much just going to be a break-even week, unfortunately. Unless I get lucky, I don't know, maybe I'll take a couple $100s home, I don't know. But I took a week off, I lost a week's worth of pay. If I hadn't have taken that week off, then I'd have, you know, around a $2,000 paycheck. Hell, you know, it is what it is. Nothing I can really do about it. I took the week off for a little while until I get everything worked out. I'm not going to be taking any more or much more time off. I'll be, you know, I'm still going to come home every month, but it's only going to be for, you know, 3 days or so, and then I'll be back out on the road again. Since I've gotten back out on the road, today is Friday. Is today Friday? Today's Friday. Damn, today's only Friday? I left out yesterday then, because I left on Thursday. Sure seems like I've been out here longer than that. Anyway, I didn't have any problems with the truck yesterday. No problems with the truck today. Everything has been running good. I don't have any complaints. Well, I say no problems. There is another minor problem. It appears that my clutch brake has gone out. I don't know if the clutch brake has gone out because when Petro put the clutch linkage back on, I don't know if they screwed something up. I tried to get them to adjust it again. It didn't help. But, you know, the clutch brake does not engage. So when I'm at neutral, at rest, and I go to start in gear, I've got to kind of grind it into gear until it slows down enough to get into gear. Once it gets into gear, everything works fine. But getting it into gear can be a bit of a trial. And I don't know how long I can go with my clutch doing that. And I don't know enough about engines and clutches and all that good shit to know if there is a simple way for me to adjust that so that that stops. And, you know, maybe I can adjust the clutch brake without having to drop the transmission. I certainly hope my transmission doesn't have to be rebuilt. If it does have to be rebuilt, then I'm just going to have to, you know, deal with this thing until I can get some money built up. We're coming up on the that brake check 2015, the DOT 3-day blitz. Word from my company is it's already started. I'm doing everything I can to avoid that shit. I'm pretty sure that my truck is good, man. I've been over this thing so many times, it's not even funny, man. And you know, and everything so far is checked out, but damn, and I'm gun shy, you know what I'm saying? And the last thing I want to do is get into full level 1 inspection, you know, and have them all up underneath my truck and then start picking little pissant shit that I've got to get fixed. And you know, my company doesn't need an out-of-service inspection. I don't need an out-of-service inspection. And until I've been able to go over everything from the front of this truck to the back of this truck, you know, and fix it all, everything that I want to fix on it, I'm not gonna rest easy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of trying to avoid getting into those areas. You know, problem is it's the end of May. Tomorrow's the 1st. The blitz is supposed to start. It's supposed to last from somebody said from the 2nd to the 5th. Someone else said from the 3rd to the 6th, or the 3rd till the 5th. I don't know. I know my back itches though. I know that. So I had a 3-stop load deliver here. I picked up in Weatherford, right there down the street from where I lived at. Yeah, literally a mile down the street from my house. Which would have been nice if my truck and trailer had been at my house. My truck and trailer were not at my house. My truck was, but my trailer wasn't. So I had to go to Triple C, which is about 5-10 miles away from my house, and then pick up my trailer and then go from there all the way back to my house to pick up this load. I picked up a bunch of feed product for cattle and and all that kind of stuff. Minerals for cattle, feed for I don't know. But anyway, I delivered it to co-ops, farm co-ops, feed stores, whatever, over here in Mississippi. 3 stops, Mississippi. The first 2 were within 15 miles of each other. The second one was an hour away from that. Fairly simple. Really great people. Had a real good experience with them. But anyway, when I stopped last night, I didn't know if I was going to be able to find parking over there where the first stop was, and there was a truck stop down the road, but I was going to be rolling in pretty late. So I was cruising down the road and I spotted this place, and I went ahead and pulled in here, and it was about 9:30 or so. By the time I finished everything up, I guess it was about 9:45, 9:50. I went to go inside, and they were closing shop. And I noticed in the hot box that they had food in there. So I went to look at what they had, and they had a couple baskets of catfish. And I asked them, what they got for the catfish, and they were like, well, how much do you want? And I was like, well, that depends on, how much it is, And they were like, well, you want the whole basket? And when I'm talking about a whole basket, I'm talking probably 8-9 pieces, real good sized pieces, whole fillets, the whole side of fish, 8-9 of them of catfish. This is Louisiana, this is where I stopped at, T-Town truck stop here in Jonesville, Louisiana. And and so I asked them, I was like, well, how much you gonna charge me for it, because I don't have a whole lot of money. I done spent everything on the truck. I'm literally dead ass broke. And so she said, well, it's closing time. We're just going to throw it away. I'll give it to you for $1.49. I was like, shit, man, you ain't said a goddamn thing. So they charged me for like one deli item, which was like $1.49. I went and got a couple drinks, bought a brownie. Didn't need the brownie, but I bought it anyway. Got out of there for less than $6, And that shit filled me up, and it was good. It wasn't no store-bought frozen catfish either, man. That shit was fresh Louisiana catfish. It was some good stuff. And so anyway, as luck would have it, I finished my load. I got another load delivering to Beaumont, and I was on my way to get as far as I could with it. I mean, I can get it there today. I had enough drive time left to get it there. I was only 4.5 hours away, but doesn't deliver till Monday. And man, I don't want to be hanging around Beaumont, man. That shit's fucking raining around there. Besides that, those truck stops really ain't the best to be hanging around. So anyway, I was cruising down the road trying to figure out where I was going to stop, and I had saved this place, and I didn't know if I was going to be passing by it again, because I didn't pay that much attention when I was doing my route planning. I went ahead and brought it up in the GPS, and because I had saved the location here, and sure enough, it was right along my route. So this is where I'm at again. And I was thinking about going on inside and getting me some more of that catfish tonight, but I don't have no money, so I'm cooking in the truck. I got the lunchbox cooker going, and I done mixed up some stuff in there. I'm gonna go ahead and cook here in the truck, and I might go in there a little bit later and buy a couple drinks. But as far as buying a bunch of food, I know it's cheap, but I'm not going to get off that cheap right now. So I'll leave out of here at some point tomorrow, and I'll drive down to another travel plaza, get a little bit further. Probably about 3 hours out of the 4.5 I got to go, and then I'll stop there and stay there for the night. I'll drive about 3 hours tomorrow, and that's about it. So other than that, everything's gone good so far. I don't really have any complaints. Working through the problems on the truck. Hopefully we've worked through the problems on the truck, Hopefully I owe 2 more payments. One payment will come out of this paycheck, which will be Friday. And then this Monday starts a new pay period. So, this will be the last payment that I have to pay on all them tires, and then I'll be back to making a profit again. Hopefully nothing else will go wrong with the truck until I can start building up some money. I've only got about $400 or so in escrow for maintenance. that'll build up a little bit, you know. We'll go from there. But anyway, hey man, I just wanted to let y'all know what's going on. And you know, man, I'm gonna share the good times with you and the bad times with you, you know. It all started off pretty rough. You know, we had a pretty rough start here. I don't regret buying an older truck. Some people may look at it and be like, man, that dude there has gone through some shit, and I will not buy an older truck. No, I don't regret it, because in the long run, the problems that I've had, they've been expensive, okay, but they're not as expensive as dealing with the EGR, the SCR, you know, the emissions shit that is on those new trucks. You know, you go and you spend 5-6 years paying for one of those trucks, and you pay 10 times what I'm paying for this truck, literally, you know. And then, you know, your truck's only under warranty for so long. You got a choice. You either got to buy another truck, you know, trade that one in and buy another truck, and then you're in debt again, you know, forever, or you've got to come out of pocket, you know, $12,000-$15,000 a pop, you know, every time your emission system goes out, because sooner or later it ain't gonna be under warranty anymore. So, you know, I don't regret buying this older truck. Yeah, I've got some problems with it, you know, and yeah, it's kicking my ass right now. I'm not gonna lie, you know. I mean, I expected to be maintenance heavy the first year. I didn't expect to be so maintenance heavy the first month, you know. So yeah, it's kicked my ass, you know. A lot of people may be looking at everything I've gone through, you know. I mean, I've even had people comment and say, man, if you didn't have bad luck, you wouldn't have luck, you know. And I feel that way, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been discouraged. I told y'all, man, a lot of you guys, man, a lot of these comments, you know, the support that y'all have given me, dude, a lot of that stuff's what's kept me fired up, you know, and I appreciate it. Appreciate it more than y'all know. But I don't regret it at all, because next year, you know, I'm not going to have any more maintenance problems with this truck. I'll be able to run this truck 4 or 5 years, you know, and not have any problems. And then I can just worry about making it look good, you know. That's when I can replace the hood on the truck and get me a nice hood. That's when I can do the body work on this back corner over here and take them dents out. You know, that's when I can replace these cracked fairings down here and, you know, and get rid of them and put chicken lights all over this motherfucker and chrome this bitch out, you know. Because I won't have no more maintenance problems. All right. So no, I don't regret it one bit at all. And and I stand by that. You know, if you're going to get out here and you're going to do this, I very strongly believe that you should go for an older truck, even with the problems you're going to have with it. All right. Well, listen, we're running up on the time limit for these videos. I'm going to try to get this popped up there to YouTube. Man, y'all take care. I love y'all to death. I appreciate y'all. Man, y'all have been a huge support to me, and you know, yeah, I'm glad you're here for the ride. You know, we'll catch you on the flip side, and I'll update you again next time we have something going on. Peace out.